And you need even more than those amount of victories, because there are teams in this league that they can do that for 10, 11, 12 or 18 times. So still the margin is pretty big. They've been much more consistent in terms of performances and results. It's a team that has come a long way, and I think Brendan and the coaching staff, they've done an exceptional work. They have a lot of injuries as well. I believe this season, plus the COVID issues that we all been, is a difficult mixture, and it's been difficult for all managers. But as you said, I think now we are in a better moment.
The players deserve a huge amount of credit because, as I said, we had to come away from that performance in the FA Cup and really take stock and take a close look at what we are all about. And thankfully, we're starting to return to what we've been for a few seasons, and now starting to get those results. And like I said, the basis of it all, I've always said, is the work rate, and when you can work hard and consistently, then that normally ups the win ratio as well. So yeah, and a good moment, but still lots of improvements to make still.
All right, another exciting game to look forward to this weekend. And we've got to talk about Arsenal first, really, because in the fight for the top four, they're now probably looking like the favourites, sorry, Ledley, to go on and be the team to finish in the top four. Would you agree with that, Darren?
I would agree with it. I saw them last weekend at Watford, and going forward, they look really good. 4 wins in a row now. Confidence is flying. Bukayo Saka's at the centre of everything good that they do. Just look at this move here. There, Bukayo Saka with the pass, and there's Martin Odegaard with the goal. 5 goals for him so far this season. He needs more. Likewise, Gabriel Martinelli, he's only got 5 as well. And if they're going to finish in the top 4, those players need to deliver a lot more. But as I say, Saka, so good on that right-hand side. He's really coming into the kind of form we saw on a consistent basis last season. Watford in this game scored 2 goals that do give me concerns about Arsenal's prospects, because they should never have been allowed a way back into it. And Arteta in the press conference afterwards, he focused more on that than he did on the win. If they can tighten up, however, I think they've got a fantastic chance.
How much credit do you think Mikel Arteta deserves, and Arsenal, for keeping the faith in him to trust in this process that he spoke about so much in this project from the start? What do you think? Do you think that he deserves more credit than he's getting?
Yeah, I think Arsenal do.
I love the fact that you asked her and not him.
I'm not asking him. I would get past Ledley for this
an impartial answer. I'll keep you at this one. I feel, yeah, absolutely, 100% that Arsenal backed him was the right thing to do, but the fact that they didn't, yes, I think they deserve some credit. Yeah. I think, do they have the youngest squad in the Premier League, with one of the youngest managers as well, as far as how long he has been a first-team manager? That's going to take some time. And the first thing that he did was to get rid of some of the old guard, and that took time. And similar to Conte, he has set the bar as to what his expectations are, first and foremost. And we talked about Sean Dyche and that maximum effort is minimum requirement, and it's a similar mantra in that respect. But I think that is also off the pitch. The unrest of certain players, very high profile players, have now, that started to not be news anymore out of Arsenal. And that, therefore, means that they can concentrate, Mikel Arteta can concentrate, the players can concentrate on solely what they do on the pitch. And for far too long at Arsenal, it has been about everything, all the talk around it, all of the noise, as I think people like to call it, and which I agree, all the distractions. And now they're starting to do their part on the pitch with very little exterior outside noise.
Yeah. How worrying is it as a Spurs fan, and the teams that are all challenging for the top 4, when you look at the type of form Arsenal are in right now?
Yeah, they're a little bit worrying, I must admit. They're playing well at the moment. And looking at the goals they scored against Watford, they're kind of team goals.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Arsenal of old.
They reminded me of the Arsenal of old. The extra pass, almost walking it into the net.
Yeah.
And at the moment, they look a happy team. And I think for a young manager like Arteta, probably the worst thing you can have is an experienced guy that is not the greatest influence on your team. That's the worst. If you can, and I don't know about Aubameyang, but he's left the club and they seem in a better place at the moment, and it seems like the right decision.
With team dynamics, you've got energy givers and you've got energy sappers, and we talk about this a lot with teams and building strong teams and strong cores. If you've got one or two energy sappers, people who take away energy from the big group, which ultimately are the ones who are going to get you the results, then you've got to get rid of them. Either manage them so they don't affect the rest of the team, or you've got to get rid of them. And that has been, for me, that shows, I have more admiration for Mikel Arteta for having gone through that process and for rectifying what problems he saw and problem players he saw and felt, than I have for the results that are now coming off of the back of that, of having that offload, which has allowed his team to be all singing from the same hymn sheet.
And you know, the context of what you've just said there in those 4 wins is very important, because when you get rid of Aubameyang, you have to win. When you get rid of his goals,
you have to
win.
Yeah.
If you do not score goals, and there was a couple of games where he didn't score goals, and he was knocked out of the FA Cup as well in the 3rd round, and it looked bleak for him. So it was a big decision to get rid of Aubameyang. But as you say, if he's sapping that energy and he's a negative influence, as has been suggested in the dressing room, then it's a decision you have to make. When you make it, you have to then hold your nerve, and the club have got to back you, which they have done. Now he is reaping the rewards of that, and he's got a young group of players who are now starting to just blossom in terms of their confidence, because I think that's what it is, those team goals, it's confidence. But now they've got to score more goals because the other teams around them will
I think getting rid of that big player has galvanised the rest of the core group. We can do it without him, you know, we can. And you see, I think Lacazette's coming into a little bit of form, scoring some goals, and he's assuming a little bit of responsibility. So I think absolutely it was the best thing that they could have done. It's easy to say in hindsight, because it took, you know, a huge amount of trust in Arteta to be able to do that, but it has absolutely galvanised the rest of the team.
He's the one who sets the standards. The manager is the guy that sets the standards, and now the players know, you know, he's not afraid to make big decisions, and I think that's going to set them up in good stead.
Yeah, in terms of energy givers and energy sappers, I'm sure Brendan Rodgers will agree that Jamie Vardy is an energy giver. Unfortunately, he will have no energy to give in this game because he's not fit. Darren, how much of a blow is that to Leicester, who have been really up and down this season?
On the face of it, I would say it's a blow, because we all know what his quality is. But if you look at the last 4 games, Leicester have won them all. And that's being very significant. And it's the reason why I can't really determine which way the points are going to go in this game, because Leicester had 3 months where they couldn't buy a win. I think they probably had 1 or 2 in that period. In the last 4 games, they've started to come back to form. 3 of them have been clean sheets in all competitions. We haven't got the other 2 competitions on their graphic, but they've been really good performances, and they've been different goal scorers as well. Barnes, Maddison, I can't remember the other one.
Did Daka score?
No, not Daka. Not Daka. Iheanacho has been one as well. And there have been guys who have all stepped up to the plate. And I think as far as Leicester are concerned, they've gone through their nightmare spell now.
Yeah.
And they are now a team playing, again, with confidence. And that's the reason why, although Vardy's quality is undeniable, but I think they can still punch their weight in this game, even though he's not going to be available.
Okay, we're going to take another break now.